Welcome back. This is the 7th Spill. I'm your host, Uno.
And I'm Matthew Aaron.
And we got some special guests with us. I got my niggas with me, too. Told y'all we was going to do a little things different, so I got my nigga OZ in the building.
What's good?
Got my nigga Phyllis Driller in the building.
Yeah.
Got my nigga Krista Thrillis in the building.
What's good?
Got my nigga Zach James in the building.
How's it going, everybody?
We got a special guest with us. You know, he just dropped his new EP album mixtape. It's Vibe Chapter 2. Make sure y'all go get that. T.Shaheed.
Yeah. What's going on, y'all?
Yeah. Boy.
Yes,
My boy.
Let's get it.
How was y'all week? Y'all week been cool?
Straight.
Yeah, my week been hella cool. I just got off work. Shit.
How was your release joint? You dropped your project and shit like that? I know that was this week.
That shit going up, man. That shit's going up. I'm excited about that shit. You know, now it's just visual time. You know, just shooting visuals and just getting these videos out, keeping the attention on that shit. So
that's all it's about. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So look, 2 weeks ago I started we was talking about music, or I played Tevin Campbell a little bit, but then I forgot to do it the week after. So I'm gonna play my favorite song of the week for 30 seconds while we regroup and chill a little bit.
Yeah. 26 seconds.
26 seconds. 26 seconds.
Oh, it's that cut, boy. It's the Bills.
And sip up, y'all. Hey.
Make sure you get your cups, get your weed,
Hey, good
sip
dope.
up. You know what I'm saying? Catch the vibe to Don T real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Good tequila shots.
Yeah, that's a vibe.
Yeah, that's my song. They didn't even get the drop. It's cool. I'm going to play it later so we can hear the drop.
That was 26 seconds?
That was 26 seconds. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I got to make sure we don't get the copyright. You know what I'm saying?
Right now.
That's all you get.
I'm going to have to check that out myself when I see it. My spare time.
Yeah, man.
So I do want to talk about some shit real quick, though.
Here.
oh shit.
A lot of shit's been happening. We kind of got pushed back. We usually should talk about it on Tuesday, so we had a little more days to digest about what's everything that's been going on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we could hop into it. What's your opinion on this Travis Scott shit?
It ain't that nigga fault.
Hold on.
We're gonna start. We'll go in order. We'll go in order. Well, hold on. We're gonna go in order. OZ, since you blurted out your answer first, go ahead and take the real.
Man, first of all, it is not that nigga's fault that whatever venue was there was inadequately prepared. If Travis Scott was responsible for arranging every detail of that performance, I could see some culpability. But this notion that a nigga that's on stage with rows of stage lights in his fucking face saw everything that was happening in the middle of a crowd of over 1,000 fucking people is ridiculous. And to make him culpable for somebody injecting niggas in the crowd is nuts.
Okay.
That's real.
All right.
It's
That's
real.
real.
That's real.
That's real.
Phil,
Also, though,
Bill, you got something?
once you identify that stuff is going on, because, yeah, I get it. I've been on stage and not been able to look out into the crowd. That's facts. But when I do, there are also times in that time that I can see stuff. And he actually pointed that somebody was passed out. And guess what he kept on doing? Kept on rocking. So let me tell you something. Yeah, I think that, I mean, like I say, always say, my name been in and I ain't in it, so my opinion really don't matter. But I wouldn't have did that.
No. How I feel?
Yeah.
Go ahead,
No, I just think it's an unfortunate situation, and I think there's a lot of parties that are responsible in very minute ways, whether it be, you want to cast majority onto this party or not. At the end of the day, it is your event. You should have your eyes. You should always be paying attention. This is part of just being in this business, and it's unfortunate that it happened to him, but he's going to have to deal with whatever backlash that comes on him, rightfully so or not. That's how I look at it.
So it was his event. It wasn't like a label event.
No, it's
It was his
It's
event.
So I feel like you talk to security, you set it all up. You should be involved in understanding how to make this the safest environment for
owner-operator responsibility.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
For me,
T?
for me as an artist, and we can all speak on this. Yeah. We all know that regardless of whatever goes on, our name is going to be the most headlined and attached to it because we're the artists.
Yeah.
He knows that off rip.
Yeah.
He knows that whatever goes on, whether it had been a fight, whether it had been someone died, whether it had been, you know what I'm saying, like if some shit broke out, it would have been Travis Scott's Astroworld fights breaks out.
Yeah.
So he knows whatever happens at his event, this shit, he's going to be the headline.
Yeah.
Sure.
So that's just off rip. Now, be it on stage. Wasn't this what Live Nation put this shit?
I think it was.
It was Live Nation. Right now, we all know Live Nation is some sketchy ass motherfuckers. We all know this. This ain't the first time they've been held, but this also isn't the first time they've been held accountable or under fire for some bullshit. I'm pretty sure Travis Scott and his team knew this as well.
I'm just saying.
You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure Travis Scott and his team knew this as well. You know what I'm
Niggas
saying?
died
Like,
at a Nine Inch Nails concert, and it wasn't Nine Inch Nails' fault.
Right, but this all boils down to how well are you really staffed? How well is your management? How well is your team? Because at the end of the day, his team should have made sure his ass was covered at the very end of the day.
Yeah.
It still remains to be seen if they didn't. We haven't seen
I
him
know,
in court yet.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
But see,
he may be coming.
But the fact that you're making headlines, taking lawsuits, and catching lawsuits, and now they done replaced you on Day in Vegas, with Post Malone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You pulling out of that's a lot of money you're
losing
losing.
bread for sure.
You know, that's a lot of money you're losing at the end of the day behind something that wasn't your fault.
Cancel culture hits
All
again.
publicity, good
Fearless,
publicity.
you got something to say?
Oh yeah, so man, I like all the points that Gang made right now. Personally, I really hate this crucify an artist soon as some crazy shit happens. Don't get me wrong. I'm all about accountability. I get that. I understand that. But I feel like soon as you have a name on you, soon as you have a level of credibility, then it's anything that goes wrong with your name attached is you're completely crucified. You got to take all the. And honestly, I'm just sick of hearing that story. Honestly, I'm just. Yeah, I'm really sick of that beats down on my soul because I just know, you know what I'm saying, like it shows to me how much we forget that niggas that get to that level are still human. You know what I'm saying? And as a human, yeah, you stand for correction. There's things that, like I said, accountability is big. That's important for sure. But let's take into accountability. This motherfucker might also be just as traumatized at the fact that motherfuckers died at his shit.
Right.
So the way that people, it's just like people lose the whole concept that motherfuckers are humans, bro. Like, come on now. Like, yes, again, I'm all for accountability, but please take into account that these stars that you attack and try to crucify are human. Like,
that's facts.
That's all I gotta say on it.
Philly?
What you think, Philly? Yes.
I mean, it's unfortunate. It's rest in peace to those people. You know what I mean? That did pass, but I don't know, man. There's a lot behind all this stuff that, like, I mean, obviously, I feel like they could have stopped everything when they knew things were getting a little bit bad or whatever. And there's so many stories about the things that happened there that day. So like, I don't really know what to believe, but I guess I'll have a better opinion on it when we hear like more, more about it. Cause I really don't like, I can't put the blame on him. I don't know where to put the blame. I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? And I mean, of course he could have walked off stage and stopped, but that's not going to actually, you know what I mean? Like somebody actually has to stop that, like has to go in there and fix that. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just feel like it's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm. Especially with all the shit going around on TikTok. There's all these people, you know what I'm saying, that were at the event, you know what I'm saying, that are like chronicling the event that's it to where it doesn't look good on Travis.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a lot of like interplaying factors that just kind of are just making it really hard for it to just solely not be on him. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's just it sucks for him because he's losing out on money when
we're making a person,
you know what I'm saying? Like
making it personal.
We're making one person personally culpable for what it amounts to a corporate tragedy. Niggas die at Disneyland and they didn't put it on Walt Disney. The shit just doesn't make sense that we're doing this. Like
my stance was,
what you think?
I think so. It's both of everything that y'all saying. Travis says he's taking accountability, which he did.
He's paying for funerals and mental
for sure.
health. Counseling.
My stance with my disagreement with Travis and what he did was continue the show.
Yeah.
Right. It's not that you cannot control a crowd of 1 million people.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whose event it is.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna talk about Woodstock, and we can talk about the billions and millions of people, the thousands of people that died there. No one talks about that because of how successful the event went. There's no one person you could put blame on at Woodstock, Rolling Loud, any of those other events that those do happen. You have to understand this is not the first event of this year that people died.
Right.
You have to understand this is the first event that people died that you can point a finger at somebody.
At one person.
You can point the target at one particular person. So in that defense for Travis, you have to stop the event. You have to do more than what you did. What you did do, you did stop and say, back up, take your steps back. If someone's passing you, he did do that. Right. That's not being as pushed as everything else.
Yeah,
but he did do that. There, Now, the problem is when you see the ambulance car in the middle of your shit,
and you keep going.
I watched the Drake and Travis performance. Y'all both saw that damn ambulance car and the nigga standing on the car. There's things that y'all could have prevented to make it not as big as it is.
Exactly.
But there's nothing you can do to stop those people from raging the way they want to rage. There's literally, if we're all compact, you have to think about it. We're all smacked on, booty to wee wee, all of us. We all booty to wee wee and dancing and partying, jumping around to this nigga Travis shit.
On. It's a whole bunch
We're
of
jumping
fire
around to
and
Travis shit.
All that shit.
Bro, you got to think about it. I'm a big nigga.
Right.
Philly's a little nigga.
You crush that nigga.
You
bro.
a big nigga.
I'm a
let's say
medium
Philly.
size.
Let's say Philly's in the middle of us.
Philly gone,
while we
bro.
jumping around, tired. He can't breathe. Like nigga, I can't breathe. Nigga, you can't breathe.
Hell yeah.
And the problem is you got 5-year-olds in the building. You got 14-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 10-year-olds in the building. So that is not
crazy.
That was another
Travis
thing that blew me. That was another thing that blew me. I was like, was this in a park? Or something?
It's no
But they do
culpability on the
it
parents.
every year. It's you have to, bro. Rolling loud. All this shit is
For sure. I mean,
all this shit is full on all ages, bro. Our event, the Lucky Summer Fest, is all ages, bro. You have to understand these things are all ages. So if a parent is a bad parent, that's not on you.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? That's not on you. You letting a 5-year-old in the fucking building. That's not
You
on
brought
you.
your baby to Summerfest.
You have to take the accountability.
That's not on you, but what is on you is to stop the event,
Is to
just
stop
like
the
you
event
said,
and
be
make
like
sure
everybody,
people are okay,
make
make sure
everybody's
people are
okay.
safe because they're here for you.
Exactly.
And if you don't do that, then
you're gonna
all the
get
things that
canceled.
happen is going to continue to happen on you.
Exactly.
And
You right.
Because there were multiple times. There were
yeah.
multiple times where I'm sure he felt his show was where I felt where he felt as an artist his show was interrupted. Whether or not he knew what was going on, he knew that at some points in time in his show that he felt interrupted. So if there was multiple times that you felt like you were interrupted, you should be like, all right,
What's going on?
what's going on? Let's take a minute. Let's take an intermission. Let's stop.
Man,
Because I don't know what's going
he
on.
didn't
But
stop so many times. You could watch how many times he didn't
and
stop the other stuff.
I was looking at it like I think that's
Not
why
that day,
people.
but,
I think that's why people are punishing him. Is just the neglect. It's
the neglect.
Exactly.
It's
But
the-
he didn't necessarily
what
neglect. It was the yes, that's what niggas are frying him for.
Yeah.
for sure.
But he didn't necessarily neglect them. He just didn't do it the way that we
Expect
Like he
expect
should.
or feel that he should do something.
Right.
And you have to understand, this nigga has an interview saying, I like blood at my shit, and the niggas at my concerts, and the niggas like, blood?
Did
Who's
encourage
bleeding?
rage.
You bleeding?
That don't go off
That's
too well.
And he
did
like, he
encourage
like,
raging too.
You know what I
in
mean?
the midst of all that.
For sure.
You have to. That's his music. You know what I mean? His entire brand is raging.
Right.
That's why he is
And
as
the people
popular
that
as he
go
is. So.
know that. The people that go to his shows know exactly that atmosphere is going to be present. That's why they go. So I just think it's a leap. All of those points are 100% valid. It still just seems like a leap, I think.
The only reason why I'm putting
jump
blame
from-
on Live Nation, really on the most end, but the reason why he's going to take the most blame is because
It's
like
his
I
name.
said, it's his name.
Right.
Yeah.
But I put blame on Live Nation on the most because at the end of the day, they knew the venue they booked.
Yeah.
His Astroworld shit. Whether or not he knew the details or the linguistics of how many people it could have held, you know what I'm saying? He did know his stature of star and celebrity. So he probably could have expected it to exceed the amount, but that's not on him. Like I said, that's on Live Nation.
That's facts.
If your venue only holds 50,000 and you see 250,000 show up,
yeah, you ain't prepared for that.
And they was
But
breaking
you have to-
into
you know what I'm
it.
saying, and you see 250,000 show up.
There's
What Live Nation should have done was been like, all right, hold on, we can't.
But there's things that came out that said that the police and Live Nation and everybody that worked together on the event were prepared for what was happened, because this is not his first Astroworld,
Right.
and he's done it multiple times. He's done it in the wake of him being the most popular artist in the world. He hasn't dropped anything in 3 years, so they were prepared for what happened. What we have to acknowledge, what you have to acknowledge, is if there's 250,000 people in one room,
It's going crazy.
you can't control it, nigga.
Yeah.
And they came to rage.
There's no way that you're gonna control 250,000 people that want to rage and completely lose their minds on a fucking Wednesday.
Fact.
There's no there's
no
nothing that you can do to control that.
It's Wednesday.
So, I mean, I feel like we could talk about this all
day.
day. You know what I'm saying?
day.
You know what I mean? We could talk about it all day, but
Rolling.
Everybody's point is valid.
Yeah.
You know, and like we all are saying, at the end of the day, it's tragic and it's unfortunate. Like Phyllis said, R.I.P. those people that lost their lives because, I'm pretty sure they didn't go there with the intention of thinking that, oh my God, I'm gonna die today.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying? Like this gonna be my last show of seeing my favorite artist who I want to see perform. Like that's tragic and unfortunate, but it's also tragic and unfortunate that Travis has to face this backlash. But that also comes with being the stature of celebrity that he is, and we just have to, just pray for him and just go with the motions. You know what I mean?
For sure, and I'll leave it at this. I'll be damned. I'd be completely damned if Mike Valley's performing Splash.
Yup.
And we're at the Lucky Summerfest.
Yes.
And everybody's going fucking absolutely buck-ass wild.
Yeah.
And he gets blamed for a nigga accidentally knocking a nigga out and he goes unconscious. And he gets blamed for that shit. Yeah. I'll be damned.
That's crazy.
Because at the end of the day, I can't control how you react to something.
Right.
If I tell you motherfuckers to jump up and down, I'm telling you to jump up and down. What I'm not telling you to do is
crush the nigga
next to you. So, I mean, like I said, we could be on this bitch all day.
Yep. Yeah.
So I'm going to switch gears. It's black and white time.
Black and white.
Black and
white. All right, so look, black and white, if you don't get it, it's a very simple game. What we do is, it's this side or this side, heads or tails. Pretty simple. I'll give you an easy question, but a hard one at the end of the day. So we're going to start with R&B. We're going to go with R&B, and we're going to go with R&B girls, and we're going to go with Summer Walker or Kehlani.
Are we talking music or looks?
Okay.
We talking music.
Go music.
We're talking music, Summer Walker or Kehlani? Kehlani.
Why?
Kehlani has more substance and depth to me.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of, now don't get me wrong, I love Summer, but I feel like a lot of Summer Walker says the same thing like in different ways over and over again. To me, as a songwriter, I feel like she says the same things different, and that's okay. We all do, but you know what I'm saying? We all do, but I feel like her specific sound, she has to kind of change it up for me. I haven't listened to Still Over It yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I haven't listened to Still Over It yet. I've listened to some songs.
Yeah.
But for me, I feel like Summer has one lane, whereas Kehlani can delve in different lanes, as we've seen her do. She can do pop, she can do R&B, she can do pop R&B. She can kind of delve in soul if she wants to. She did that song with Music Soul Child. Music Soul Child don't just collab with anybody.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, musically and looks wise, it's Kehlani.
Sure. What you think, Thrillist?
I smiled because I was like, damn, I love Kehlani.
Yeah.
Looks wise. But musically, yes, also Kehlani. I don't know, man. I mean, T.Shaheed kind of, he kind of hit it on the head. Pretty much. That's kind of my vibe.
Does anybody feel it's not Kehlani? That's my question.
And that's okay.
I think
I will play devil's advocate.
It's very close for me.
OZ, you got
People say it's close.
I'm saying it's close for me. Like, to be honest, yes, Kehlani is the more overall talented artist in my opinion. She definitely has more substance and is able to cover more, if I'm looking on a business standpoint, Kehlani is who I would rather have on my label. Yes. But my personal, I mean, it's just close because like I actually enjoy the sound and the voice of Summer Walker. So I'm not saying it's looks. Of course, Kalani's gonna take that, but it is close for me because I have my own personal, like I said, just taste. So Kalani wins, but she's slight. It's a slight. It's like a real slight.
What you got to say, LZ?
Oh, I'm quick, bro. I was just gonna say it's got to be Summer because I couldn't name you a Kehlani song, bro.
You lying?
Dead ass.
Really? Dead ass? You couldn't name you a Kehlani song?
Nigga,
For
I
real?
couldn't hum you one. Like,
Really?
no disrespect to Kehlani,
No,
bro.
it's all right.
No disrespect to her.
Yeah.
I just like literally, I can't think of a time I ever was like, I'ma search a Kehlani song, ever, not once.
Damn, she's fire.
You can put me on.
I will, and I will.
As you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely put you on.
Yeah.
I'm definitely put
For
you
sure.
on. For
You
me,
got some sexy ass shit.
I'll say
That shit going crazy.
I'll play devil's advocate. I'm just gonna
buzzing in the streets right now, though.
I'm
Let's
gonna
go.
argue Summer for the sake of this argument because I don't like washes in black and white. Okay,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be hard. Damn it.
Somebody
So I
gotta
don't
go
like
the other
washes,
way, bro.
motherfuckers. So look, I'm gonna just throw it out. So look, you could go with Kehlani because obviously she's been around longer. So we're gonna all go with the familiarity of something since 2016. If you watched her whole shit when she was on America's Got Talent, and if you understand her story, you know you're gonna. I get it. We don't know anything about Summer Walker, so we're gonna be more attracted to, and one looks better. But my argument,
Summer was fine
I'm about to
until
say,
she fucked
depending
her
who you
face
pick.
up. As far as I'm concerned,
I would argue that
she's still pretty. She's just not as pretty as she was.
I will argue that we can say music substance all day, and we can pick music all day. But factual wise, Summer Walker has better music because if you're gonna go by,
What tracks you talking?
if we're gonna go by popularity demands, which what creates who's better.
Yeah.
We can, you know what I'm saying? We can argue all day, but this is all opinionated. So the only thing that is factual is numbers. So we can shake our head, disagree all we want to. My argument is she has her album that just dropped, literally is the #1 streaming album in the world at this exact moment.
Is she seeing that money?
It doesn't matter. That's
Very
not what
true.
we're talking about. We're not talking about her business.
Yeah, no,
So that's not what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's not what we're talking about.
Hold up. That's just so funny.
You know what I'm saying? I understand. You know, we actually don't. And
she
to
had the
play
biggest-
devil advocate, we don't know what Kehlani's deal is because Kehlani's not comfortable to announce what she makes and what she doesn't make.
Yeah.
Summer
This is
Walker
true.
makes enough money where she feels she can announce how much she makes on her contract and still
Be okay.
be okay. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's just an argument. So even new album, it's the #1 streaming album in the world. Okay, let's not go with that. We can say that that's because it's right now. That's the only girl that dropped right now in the moment. We can do a lot of
We
things
go
about that.
up to
Why?
that, yeah.
Okay, let's go back to Over It. Name me one Kehlani album.
I couldn't.
You can't. Name me one Kehlani album.
It wasn't an album. It was the mixtape that won her a Grammy.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Name me one song on that mixtape that's better than the song with her and Usher.
Come through
That's a good song.
And that
Actually, you know what? I'm lying down. Well, one that competes. I'll say competes, not better, because I'm all about subjectivity too.
Okay.
You know, I'm all about that too. One that competes but might not be better. Down for you with BJ the Chicago Kid.
okay.
It competes. It may not be better because that's Usher and that's a flip that she did.
BJ.
Is
You know what I'm
that
saying?
a
That's a flip that she did, but
popular
one that might compete with that, down for you with BJ the Chicago Kid on You Should Be Here.
And I said,
You Should Be Here is
and
crazy.
You Should Be Here is nuts. That song's nuts. That's one of my favorite Kehlani songs of all time.
We just
That song.
vibing.
Now, that's not even the best song on her first album.
It's not.
And I'm talking about Summer. So my art. So we could, like I said, it's okay. You know what I mean? We all got our music taste, but
Exactly.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate just for this argument and say Summer. If I'm gonna pick though,
Right.
I'm gonna pick Kehlani because she has more of my favorite songs and more nostalgia facts that I can go to.
Like I
But
said, she's a little more versatile.
for sure. But for devil's
as an
advocate,
artist.
it's the same thing that we go with when we talk about let's say like Usher and Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Okay. You can go.
That's an argument that is.
You can go with Chris.
Usher.
You can go with Chris, which most people are gonna go with Chris.
Right.
The argument is you don't have one project. You don't have a project that's better than Confessions.
Right.
No, you don't.
So it doesn't matter what we talk about. There is nothing. There is not a single thing that you drop that will ever touch Confessions.
No, never.
So-
You're absolutely right.
Who?
Lauren,
Who?
she has my favorite album of all time down here.
It was the same with her, and I just saw a little thing. Her album, nigga, has done more sales than all of the girls combined.
I wouldn't doubt it.
That one album is amazing. It's gold.
That's a
I still
That's a
listen.
statement of
Yeah, I wouldn't-
substance, though.
so
I still
well,
listen to that to this day. That shit
But
come on. I
they-
won't skip songs. That album is gold. You don't skip her songs like.
Well, no, that's
One of my
true.
favorite-
They
that's
said
one of my
they
favorite
said
albums of
that
all time.
Summer's album is also the biggest debut from a female in Apple Music history.
In Apple Music.
Apple Music is
Music
I think
history
they
is only
said
a
since
couple
Beyonce's
years
Lemonade.
ago.
I think they said
Yeah,
since
it says
Beyonce's
like-
Lemonade.
Since
it was the
Beyonce
most-
Lemonade.
Since Beyonce's Lemonade, which
Yeah,
was
that
back
shit
in
was
what
crazy when it-
20.
I don't
14
remember
or
exactly,
16.
but
It's
yeah,
one of them 2 years.
yeah, I don't remember what it was, but yeah.
But I'm like, okay, sis, do your shit.
See, so I would even say, I mean, I guess that's a huge
As far as
statement.
numbers
that's
is
a great,
concerned.
right? That's a great accomplishment for Summer. I'm interested to see what she does with her next project.
This is what I'm saying because at the end of the day, Kehlani has, for me, and like I said, this ain't no shade, no hate, no nothing on Summer because I do like Summer Walker.
Yeah.
Let me say that. I like Summer Walker. I like her music. I like her vibe. I like her songwriting skills. I like how she can literally storytell how you might be feeling in a relationship. That's dope.
Just
You know what I'm saying?
if you're
That's
picking one
dope.
or the other.
Right, but for me, if you're picking one of the because I go for the overall artist.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? How far I see you can go in the industry because how long has Kehlani been in the industry and she's still relevant?
Right.
Whether or not you want to say it or believe it or not, or even she might not be your preference. You know what I'm saying? She's still around.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
That
saying? You know
matters.
what I'm saying? She's still around and that matters. You know what I'm saying? Summer's still on her come up. You know what I'm saying? Summer is still on her come up and she's killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's killing it. I just hope that she can continue to ride the wave that she's on because
Well, that's 2 smashes.
Yep.
So we may not have listened to it, but if it's the #1 streaming album and what we're talking about is all recent, then it's a banger.
Yeah.
So that's 2 back-to-back bangers when you feel like dropping without doing shows,
No
how
meet
you
and
want to,
greets,
and
none of that bullshit.
the way you want to be an artist. You're being an artist. You don't have to perform. You don't have to do interviews. You don't have to be personable. You're literally dropping music and it's going absolute bonkers.
Crazy.
So at the end of the day, we can't discredit either or. I'm not trying to discredit either or. You know what I mean? We got our preferences.
You're right.
You know what I
it's
mean?
all about preference.
comes down to
That's
that.
what it is. It's just
That's the name of the game when it's black and white, though.
it's just
Yeah,
preference.
yeah. When it's black and
It's
white.
black
Your
and
preference,
white.
black or white.
Yeah. What's your preference?
That's all.
Shit.
But that Usher Chris Brown situation, we ain't gonna never agree on. Because at the end of the day, that is so up for preference and it's subjective, regardless of how long Usher's been in the game. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how long Usher's been in the game, you can't discredit Chris's accomplishments on top of Usher.
No, there's
It's
a
just-
reason
it-
why.
you know, it's
There's a
just a
reason
lot.
why that's a question.
Yeah,
So they're
there's just
both
a reason.
good
I
bangers.
just wish that Chris would do the verses. My gripe with him is just doing the verses because Usher's down.
Well, there's no one to really do a versus with because if you
He
can't.
got 2 million songs.
The thing
Right.
is,
Yeah.
the way Chris feels is, I can't do a versus with you niggas because I
have
can
so
do
much shit.
I can do a versus with just my features.
He can.
Right.
I can do a versus with just pop shit.
That's
I can
like
do
Snoop Dogg.
verses with just this. So it's
like
tough.
Snoop.
It's tough to do verses with niggas like that. It's
That are
tough
that
because
versatile.
he may honestly.
Usher has 10 years on him.
He may lose to me because he doesn't have confessions. He don't have a
He still
confession.
don't have
Usher
it.
has 10 years on him though in the music industry in terms of features, collabs, all that good shit. Whether or not we know him.
Oh, I know him.
Yeah, I do too. Whether or not we know
Front and back.
the masses, you know what I'm saying, who just look at verses and Chris Brown and Usher for what the fuck they are as artists.
wherever they
you know what
at,
I'm saying, wherever they are in their career
We need that.
would be like, oh, Chris got that. You know what I'm saying? Chris got that when in reality, it's up for debate.
Sure.
It's a good versus. Like Usher would give Chris a run, and he knows it.
I'd take Usher.
That's why Chris. That's why I
He
feel like
won't
Chris.
do it.
That's
He's
why I
not
feel like
gonna
Chris
do it.
won't
He's
do
not
it
doing it.
because Usher would give him a run, and he's the only one to give him a run.
See, that would be a good versus.
I would enjoy.
That's crazy.
It. That would be a celebration of music for me.
Yeah, that'd be a good
For
versus.
sure.
But
That's what
niggas
it's all
are
about.
too competitive.
Right. Yeah,
It's not about-
Yeah, it's like, bro, come on,
They're
man.
too
R&B is
competitive,
real,
bro. They're
real
too competitive, bro.
competitive.
Like,
It's like
once you
R&B
out,
more
you out. You don't
competitive
get
than
back
rapping.
on
A lot
it.
of
no,
Yeah,
it is. It is because
Like,
you have to
that's
fight.
crazy.
You're fighting for one spot. There is not
Exactly.
Y'all don't
multiple
remember
spots.
that King of R&B
and
conversation?
there's not a million spots in R&B music.
Right.
There's not a there's rare. Like, okay, when Kels was the man,
Was
it was behind the scenes.
Well,
Are we gonna talk? Are we
It
gonna
was-
really say was just because of what he going through?
Oh no, when he wasn't. No, there's seasons.
just not
There's
the man.
seasons. He's not the
Seasons.
man. He wasn't the man when Chris Brown was the man. It's just seasons. You know what I'm
Seasons,
saying? Like,
seasons.
that's not knocking him. He
True.
was the
Probably
man
the
when he
best.
was
He
writing
was,
"I Believe I Could Fly" and joints for Michael Jackson and his joints. That's Ignition remix. That's when he was the man. When he was in his bag. You know what I mean? Like
In his
going with
bag.
his shit. But there's rarely that you get the Princes and Michael Jacksons, but really a lot of we did that black and white and everybody picked Mike. You know what I'm saying? Like
Over
no,
Prince?
you didn't pick Mike. You
Over
didn't pick
Prince?
Mike. You didn't
You
pick
picked
Mike.
Prince.
You picked Prince.
See, I wasn't here for that conversation
Yeah.
because I damn sure would have picked Prince.
But, okay.
I damn sure would have picked
Oh,
Prince.
no,
and
you
I'm
know
gonna tell you
what?
why.
When
And
it
I'm
was
gonna tell
Mike
you
and
why.
Prince, I picked Prince. But when it was
Mike's
Mike and Stevie, I
I'm gonna
picked
tell you why.
Stevie.
Now,
I think.
as an artist, as a musician, because see, this is where you have to go into the musicianship of an, you know what I'm saying? As an artist, Prince got that.
versatility, for sure.
Prince got that. This nigga played over I don't know how many instruments, produced most
And
of
wrote
his
for
motherfucking shit.
everyone.
You know what I'm saying? And damn near wrote all of his shit on top of it. Now Michael can deliver. Michael can deliver.
And
Michael was an
has he
excellent
delivered?
performer. Michael was the performer. You know what I'm saying? That entertainer. Michael, you know what I'm saying? We grew up listening to Michael. That was another thing. You know what I'm saying? Which of why people probably picked Michael over Prince. We watched Michael grow up from the Jackson 5 singing his ass off to being who he was as Michael Jackson. That was an evolution. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Prince really legit gave these young rapper niggas the look that they got now. The Young Thugs, the Lil Yachty's, these Lil Uzi Verts and shit. They watched Prince growing up because there wasn't nobody having their ass out, wearing nobody's heels, singing the bitches. You know what I'm saying? Singing the bitches and pulling them. Pulling these hoes. Pulling these hoes like Prince. Pulling these hoes like Prince. Come on now.
Mike
crazy like
was
that.
literally.
Mike-
I get it.
Look.
I'm here. Look, I'm here with you.
delivery, man.
I'm
Like,
here with you.
It's subjective.
If I hit the game winner,
it's-
it's like Mike, and that's it.
If I step on the stage, you can do all that shit. You gonna get all that off. You gonna do all your shit. If I could step on the stage and
a bitch
stand
pass out.
there,
And a bitch pass out.
no, just stand there.
And they fell
I could stand there for 2 minutes straight in a.
Yeah. And that's
And
where
they're going
Crazy.
crazy.
bonkers.
Hell
They're
Falling out.
going bonkers.
Falling
They
out.
were doing it for Prince too.
They were.
They're doing it for
Passing
Prince.
out.
But this nigga was selling out
Stadiums.
every stadium
He was.
in the world.
He was.
He
world.
was the absolute pinnacle of art.
What you want to be.
Of what-
was.
if you want
Hey,
to,
also-
World renowned too.
Also,
I mean,
though-
Was.
and he had the hits.
We got,
He
And he had the
did.
hits.
And he did.
He had the hits.
we
No
got-
one is. I am
we
not
gotta,
negating.
we gotta stop
We did.
putting Mike in here, man.
Yeah, we
I
got-
am
let's
not
chill, yeah.
negating
We
this.
past that.
He said, "Hey, that nigga too good, dog. We gotta stop
This is
doing
gonna
that."
be a- This is a
Let me
never
tell you
ending.
something. Let me tell you something though. Let me tell you something because I was just as hard for Michael as I'm pretty sure
sure.
everybody would. Like I was so hard for him. Like you
Yeah.
couldn't tell me shit.
Yeah.
She
Sound speed.
Hell yeah.
changed.
Hell yeah. He going for a minute.
That was technical difficulties. We'll be right. We can hop right back into it.
Yeah.
But no, hold on. We was on commercial break.
Yeah, all
And T.Shaheed said something that I want us to hop back on. And I
Come up
honestly,
real quick,
I
y'all. Don't let him,
honestly,
yeah.
I honestly have so
That's
much
funny.
fire I want to come with.
Get it off.
But like, I'm
Get it off.
a chill.
No, get it off.
Beyonce and Mariah, I'm gonna say it like this: Beyonce and Mariah Carey. I get the argument, but it's not an argument.
It's a comedy.
It's no. But
Mariah Carey, a Christmas
Here's
artist.
the argument, right? Here's what people are going to. Here where people are going to argue.
Please let me know.
If you have the number one hits, you're in this conversation.
Yeah.
So Mariah Carey is in this
It's up there.
conversation
So is Beyonce.
because she has the number one hits.
Exactly.
But
In the table of
at the
contents,
end, at the end of the fucking day, this is not no Michael Jackson, Prince.
They not
We
that
can
close.
go with one or
They
the
not
other.
that close.
They not that fucking
not that
close.
close.
It's a wash, my nigga.
Yeah,
That's a wash.
Beyonce kills
Beyonce
that, yeah.
shits on her,
Yeah.
and with all due respect, it is not without that Christmas album and that damn and what's that?
Hey, let me
Police
see
song?
that.
It's
Sticker,
like
man.
this, bro. It's like the March
But I'm
Madness
gonna
bracket,
take
bro.
it back.
It's
But
that
I'm gonna
number
take it back to
64
what.
playing
But
the
I'm
number
gonna
one.
take it. But I'm
get
gonna take
smashed.
it back
Yo.
to when we were talking about
Nah, man.
That's why
Summer
I-
and Kaylani and
Okay.
numbers.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
because you said that Summer back to back had 2 of the number 1 albums. Mariah Carey is still eating off of All I Want for Christmas Is You 20 years
That's
later.
what I'm saying.
That's
She
bullshit.
is a
Yeah,
Christmas
bro. Yeah,
artist.
yeah,
20 years later. Give a fuck
Christmas-
what
she a
genre it
Christmas
is.
singer.
I don't give a
She
fuck.
going-
Hey,
she
I
gonna
don't give
forever
a
win
fuck
that.
what
That's
genre
finesse
of
right
music
there.
it
She
is.
forever gonna
It's
win.
music.
Everybody-
That
you
bitch
just
is
have
still
that with the
eating
best.
off of one song. This isn't Always Be My Baby. This isn't We Belong Together.
Okay.
This isn't Shake It Off. The Emancipation of Mimi still gets played in rotation.
Hey,
Don't
no,
sleep.
that album is fire as hell. I'm not gonna
sleep.
lie,
Mariah
but
got
You know what I'm
smashed.
saying?
Okay.
Don't sleep.
She does.
Mariah got
But
hitters,
Beyonce
nigga.
got-
Yeah,
Mariah
but
got
not no
hitters.
Beyonce hitters.
This is why I say it's an argument in the conversation because at the end of the day, Mariah writes all of her shit.
Not all.
The majority.
Okay.
How many writers be on
there's
Beyonce's?
value
I
in
love
that.
her to death.
lot.
Always.
Yeah.
A lot.
10 writers for one song, whereas Mariah be 3.
But look, isn't that R&B though?
Yeah, that's a history.
That's
Yeah.
R&B.
Yeah, you
That's
gotta-
history.
It didn't used to be. It is
Otherwise,
now.
It is, yeah, yeah.
It is now though. That's what I'm saying.
Since-
It didn't
But
used to
even
be.
when it used
Since
to
the
be though,
90s.
because it even used to be when you're
Mid-90s.
going back in the day, because everybody was a band or a group, so
Right.
it was a collective of people. Even if the nigga didn't, if you look at the Isley Brothers, it
Yeah.
was majority of the people that couldn't sing that were writing
Was
the
writing
song
the
for
song.
Even the Gap
Ron to
Band.
get it off. You know what I mean? And
Gap
Gap
Band,
Band.
yeah.
Charlie was writing all
You know
that
what
shit.
I mean?
His brother.
Yeah.
So Temptations, you know what I'm saying? Them niggas didn't write none of they shit. You know what I'm saying?
Wasn't it
So
Sm-
like,
who was it?
it was Smokey.
It was Smokey.
Niggas
You know
smoking.
what I
My
mean?
dog
So-
Smokey.
Yeah, it was
My
Smokey.
dog
It's an argument.
No, I mean,
It's an argument though. That's all I'm saying.
No,
I would.
I like
be-
that.
I would honestly, as much as I love Beyonce,
Real
I
smoky.
grew up on her. She as a female inspiration, she is one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying for
Yeah.
me. But so is Mariah.
Okay. Yeah. No.
I
Yeah.
like
yeah,
Mariah
I'll take that.
came first,
I'll take that.
and Mariah came first for me in my household.
Yeah.
Beyonce
Yeah.
came right after, but Mariah.
Yeah.
Well,
came
different.
first.
I would say even different times of impact.
Very true.
So we weren't necessarily growing up on Beyonce. We were growing up on Destiny's Child. Mariah Carey
Right.
was her
Yeah,
own
exactly.
Mariah Carey was already
household
Mariah
name,
by
You
then.
know what I mean? So
Oh yeah.
when
Mariah
Beyonce
Carey.
came into
My
her
older sister,
own, there was nobody.
That's what I grew up on because of my
Right.
sister Danielle.
Yeah.
And she's 6 years older than me. You know what I mean? So that's Mariah Carey was playing way before Beyonce was
Yes.
playing for
for
sure.
sure.
But what Beyonce did to the R&B game is on some Michael Jackson type
Mariah,
level.
excuse me. Beyonce made the R&B game pop.
Yeah, like it's like
That's what Beyonce did. She literally changed the formula
The
of
game.
R&B to make it pop appealing. Beyonce did that.
she's
I'll give her that. For me, anyway, Beyonce
Yeah,
did
yeah.
that. For
Queen
me,
B.
anyway, Beyonce did that for
Man,
me.
Rihanna got more sales than both of them. What are we talking?
Rihanna in the conversation.
Hey, no,
I love
Rihanna,
Ree.
yeah, hell yeah.
I love Ree. I was waiting on someone to say Rihanna because Rihanna's in the conversation
facts.
too.
Like 100 million.
We waiting for that album.
certified.
Rihanna's in the conversation
next
too.
album
Where you at,
coming
Ree?
out. Yeah.
Rihanna.
that's-
Waiting for that.
Yeah,
But
I
if
forgot.
you gonna say that, then
Come
what
on.
are we talking
Rihanna
about?
shit.
Taylor
Come on,
Swift
bro.
shits on all these bitches.
The truth.
Hey.
So
Yeah.
what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Name,
You know what I'm
name their
saying?
best
That's
songs
what-
and say yeah or nay. Name their best song.
Who?
Taylor Swift's best song.
You belong with me. I think it's for
Beyonce's
me.
best song.
That's hard.
Shake
I
it
don't
off.
even know.
Is it?
Mariah Carey song. That's hard.
Mariah Carey's best song.
No,
Rihanna. That's hard.
hard.
And Rihanna's best song.
I just said that to say
Yeah.
Exactly.
numbers matter.
But
I
now-
brought it into it about factuals to
Yeah.
just be a devil's advocate.
Okay.
But
No,
music
okay.
is opinionated.
Yeah.
It is not
Yeah.
factual.
Yeah.
No.
This is something that goes through our ears,
It's
regardless
subjective.
of streams.
Somebody-
So
Preference
at the
is
end of the
subjective,
day,
y'all.
we all acknowledge who the fuck is better. You know what I mean? I'm not putting Taylor Swift only in this part. You know what I mean? I'm just
Yeah.
if we gonna do that, you know.
And as
you know
far
what
as
I'm saying?
numbers go, Mariah wins that battle. Next.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
What,
does.
what
She
battle?
a Christmas artist.
Well, her and Beyonce, she wins.
I don't know,
She in
man.
the
No,
candle.
she
Hey,
wins
man,
the
this-
numbers battle. She wins the numbers.
She wins the numbers
battle.
battle.
Okay.
She wins the numbers battle. Me.
I think Beyonce wins the
That
impact.
record.
I gotta see the numbers.
I can say
forever.
Beyonce wins the impact level.
She most definitely wins the impact level.
So what's more important, your numbers or your impact?
Both.
On the world?
Both, because
What's
they both
more
keep you
important?
relevant. They
What's
both
more
keep you
important
relevant.
to you?
They both keep you
Exactly.
Not
relevant.
necessarily. Because we can listen to, because Montel Jordan is performing at these damn basketball games.
You're
but
right.
We ain't listening
This
to
is
no
how
new
we do
joint.
it.
So it's not
ain't
necessarily
definitely
the impact.
But are they still singing it at the basketball games?
That's
They
cool.
doing
What's
it.
his next one?
Never
What's
will.
his next
Why
one?
the fuck
That's
is that?
Do a concert,
Never,
nigga.
never.
Don't perform for 2 minutes. Do a concert. You can't.
You're
so
right.
yeah, I hear you. I get you. But
Why the
impact
fuck they
is
still
what we're
slaving
doing.
that
We're
man
doing
to
it for
do it?
impact.
He
If the
gotta
numbers
eat too,
come,
nigga.
Hey. It's
Hey,
disrespectful
is this-
what they doing to him, bro.
It's crazy, huh?
Who, Montel Jordan?
He signed
They
it.
got this nigga. They slaving this nigga.
It's
They got this
disrespectful.
nigga at every basketball game.
That's how we do
This
it.
is how
That's
we
how we
do
do
it.
it.
bro.
At every
Everyone.
basketball
Yeah,
game.
that's the.
Oh, he gonna perform
That's the
at
life
this
of the one
halftime?
hit,
Don't
right?
worry
Yeah,
about
they
it.
have
You gonna
time.
see him at
If I
halftime?
see
I don't
him
know.
today,
I don't know.
Hey,
I just know
That's
they
real
got this
tragic.
nigga at every.
Hey, is this a black and white episode?
What are we
Yeah,
doing?
low-key.
I don't know.
The whole
we done
episode
took the
black.
whole
We can
over.
black and white, time, black and white.
Black and white.
Black
do
and
it.
white.
Oh shit.
Full black and white
in this bitch.
episode.
All right, so Dame Dash or Diddy?
You said what?
Dame Dash
Dame Dash or
or
Oh,
P Diddy?
Ooh, that's
Dame
hard
Dash
for
or
me.
P
That's
Diddy?
tough
Who's
because
the
I
better?
grew up
Hard
with
for me.
Dame.
Who
Damn,
Who's
that's
the
a-
what?
That's really
who
that's
had
good.
the more impact?
Diddy.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say Diddy only because of how prominent he still is today.
Yeah,
He's a
but there's-
name
He's
now,
still
though.
impacting now.
He's
like,
not
what that is.
impacting
We're talking about the
nothing.
impact.
This is
and
why I
it-
said prominent as a name still today because whether or not you like him or he's your steez, when you hear the name Diddy, you automatically think money.
That's what I think
Yeah.
when I hear Dame.
You automatically think,
That's
okay,
Diddy turning money.
whether or not how he got that money is legit
Clean money.
or clean or not. You know how many artists he had to fuck to get that money. But
Oh,
that's neither here nor
different
there.
level now, huh?
That's neither here nor there.
Diving in. We diving into the rabbit hole today.
Black and white.
How many artists he had underneath that table sucking his dick, but that's another
Black and
story.
white.
That's another story.
Black and white.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Look,
Hey,
look,
man,
look,
when the
look,
lick
look,
hit
look,
the
look,
suit.
look, look. I gotta be real.
It's the truth, damn it.
I gotta be. Hey, look, I gotta be real
Cheers to
right
black
now.
and white.
All right, so real shit.
Shout out Diddy.
These is both of my.
Shout out
like,
Diddy.
These
Hey,
shout out
Ciroc.
the way that
Cut
they
the
both
check, sponsor,
lead.
big check.
I ain't say
the-
shit,
the
big
way that
dog.
they
I ain't say
lead-
shit, big homie. I ain't say shit, big
The
homie.
way that they lead,
That's
I
so
follow
shallow.
like to an extent. I follow both of them to an extent because the way that they lead, I really find really dope. Diddy, I feel like on the rap side, he brought like a sound to the game that people don't really give him credit for because the underground kind of looks at it in a certain way, in some real hip hop ways. People try to look at it in a way, but as far as hits, like Diddy did that. But Dame Dash's mind has permeated through the entire
industry.
culture. And it's the culture of I'm going to do it and get it myself. And I'm going to be a boss. I'm going to be about that boss type life.
Yeah.
That type stuff, everybody's on. And Dame Dash, is like Kanye's energy,
But when we-
Jay-Z's
You got-
energy,
Well,
but
that's
the
what I was about to say.
underbelly
When
is
we
like,
talk
the
about
story
Dame, we
of-
can't leave out Jay-Z because when
no,
I see
but-
Dame and Jay-Z, now
but it's Dame,
I'ma
Jay,
keep it real.
Cameron,
Just like within the-
I'm gonna keep it real.
Kanye.
But
When
Diddy
I-
is big. There's a whole it's the same idea. You have all
It
them
is.
that come in on each
But when
side
I
like
see
that.
Jay-Z and when I see Dame and I look at his style,
Yeah.
and I see who he is and how he moves and how he rocks, and I look at Jay, and I see how he move and how he rock. Those are literally those niggas are two sides of the same coin.
Yeah, exactly.
They literally do not mesh and get along with each other, and it irritates my soul.
Yeah,
because those niggas together on one accord.
Yeah,
would end all of these niggas.
Yeah.
Because their style, their influence, and how they move and maneuver through the business, how relevant they still are.
And it's funny that
it's crazy.
It's that
for
middle.
Me.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
For
But
me.
that middle ground of both of them is Kanye.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Dame Dash.
It wasn't crazy as hell.
Exactly.
To get it together,
you know what I'm saying?
goddammit.
But listen,
we love you.
His little shit later.
We love you, Kanye. But goddamn it,
it's the whole Dame Dash's tree to me has impacted the game in a way than P Diddy's tree kind of up the sound.
Well, because P Diddy's tree came from Andre Harrell's tree, but no one wants to talk about that. Everyone wants to act like P Diddy built his shit from the ground up. No, nigga, you stole. Andre Harrell gave you a motherfucking platform that you stole from him.
Yeah. Well, what you think, Chris? What you think?
At the end of the day, yeah. What you think? I feel like I'm talking too much.
Yeah. No, you good. You
So it probably would be too good if I say I don't think I really have anything else to say on it.
Oh, I thought you were sitting there looking puzzled like you had something.
What you got? Zebo, what you got?
I just, at the end of the day, I agree with Bill in the sense of the way that Dame impacted the culture and the industry in itself, and the way, like, there's a story that resonates with me that I think either Bill told me or we watched in something, maybe Uno might have seen it with us too, about him. It's the hustle that he like do it yourself. So back then obviously big thing was radio and radio play. So he would go out and he paid 10, 15 homies $100 to go ahead and call the radio station over and over again and ask for that song and ask for that song. And it's just that mentality, it's that hustle, it's that okay, let me just figure out any way to get outside of the box to get my shit going, because I know once it does, it's gonna be what it is. So that's how I look at Dame. I look at him more as he won the mental side, the hustle side, the more just kind of seeping through what will never stop now, as opposed to Diddy was a high peak in a music sound and big hits, big numbers, but now it's kind of like I feel like he lives off of a name. And that's how and off of what he's already done. So What
you think, Uno?
They both my guys.
Yeah, them is my guys, bro.
Yeah. At the end of the day, Diddy is who he is.
Two icons.
One's
What you think?
One's the big homie.
Okay.
And one, I haven't had the luxury of meeting yet, but I want to.
Yes.
I think that why I study both of those niggas is they both have that kill or be killed mentality.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're going to take whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
So if there's stories about what T.Shaheed talked about, if there's stories of what we know about Dame and what's going on in those stories, they both have that kill or be killed mentality. So I'm gonna take it. I want it. It's mine. I deserve it. One person has sustained it for longer than the other person.
Yeah.
Right.
One has equally done fucked up shit, but can keep his influence more than the other person.
Yeah. Right.
So I will go with Diddy.
Yeah.
But Dame is my damn we are twins, bro.
Yeah,
the way we think, the way we move, the way we act is the same shit. That's my
What
twin.
I feel like with Dame is a lot of his accomplishments and his influence gets overshadowed by Jay and how successful he became outside of him and on top of the Aaliyah shit.
Yeah.
I feel like his shit, who he is as a person, gets overshadowed.
Yeah.
By both of those things, which I feel is unfortunate because that nigga is
he for real. Like
in terms of the music industry, he's most definitely influential, needed.
Who, Dame?
Yes.
Dude, he's the only.
Yes.
He's the only one we talking about on this whole podcast. Anybody we've ever brought up.
Dame Dash, we love you.
On a microphone.
Never.
That's never got on a microphone.
You would get your flowers over here
and done anything vocally with his voice on wax.
Yeah.
He's the only one we're even other than actors. He's the only in the music industry person we've brought up. So his impact is that. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to. That is gone without being said. You know what I mean? He is a legend, hands down. You know what I mean? I give the nigga the flowers for sure. I just wish. Just like I wish for myself, you know, and things that I work on within myself, I wish that he tapped into that earlier. And, but I don't know, because then at the same time, I could say, take away music and place devil's advocate, and take away music and take away musical influence. What has Diddy, there's Sean John that no one wears. There's this cologne that no one wears. Like, there's Ciroc that no one drinks anymore. Like,
this was my argument. I was waiting for you to get there.
Yeah, like, I get it. But like, we have a cultural movie that if you ask every black person what's their favorite urban movie, Paid in Full's
in. It's gonna be up there, bro.
Most definitely.
And that is a movie he directed. You know what I mean? So his cultural influence isn't just music or. You know what I'm saying? He's literally brought us the characters, Money Making Mitch, Rico, you know what I mean? Ace. There's literally like, if you know Paper Soldiers, you know, you've seen Beanie in the movie. Like you've never had these luxuries to have these niggas do what he's doing on a without the major push or being a billionaire. You know what I mean? Or having a billionaire in his corner. So I give the nigga the flowers, but if I gotta pick,
his mind went past music. Which is where a lot of people
Diddy
don't.
said sleep is forbidden.
Yeah.
He wrote that on the wall.
A lot of people
he was slaving the band.
A lot of them niggas' minds stayed on music and didn't venture out outside of that.
They tried. I will say he did it. Diddy did it. Just he still had to do it with music involved.
Yeah.
So he's did it twice. He had Making a Band and he was on that show with DJ Khaled, The Four. So they had.
But Dame Dash does go away. He'll leave.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, totally.
But see, I feel like Dame is more better suited in the fashion part of the industry world because of his influence in that style,
businessman.
You know what I'm saying? In business and his money. Because see, I watched growing up hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I watched when he was on Growing Up Hip Hop. I watched him. Yeah. I watched his struggle really in dealing with how, because he really still ain't got over that Aaliyah shit, y'all. Yeah. And I'm not saying he needs to get over it, but what I'm saying, that's what I feel.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's honestly what I feel is what's holding him back.
Okay.
I honestly feel like he hasn't gotten his, like, the therapy he needs to really move forward because he's in a whole nother relationship.
Yeah, yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying? I watched that episode where his girl talked about, like, you know, how he still, you know what I'm saying, dreams about her and wakes up and you know what I'm saying, and like, you know what I'm saying,
That's
still,
deep.
you know what I'm saying, dreams about her and wakes up and feels like, you know what I'm saying, he can't be his whole self without her. But he had, you know what I'm saying, and I'm not saying that that's like, you know what I'm saying, wrong, but he needs to get, I feel like he really needs to get the therapy he needs because I know he really loved that girl.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I'm saying? I know he really loved that girl.
Yeah.
Like we all did, but he loved her in a different way because he, you know what I'm saying? He was with her. And I really feel like he really needs to get the therapy. He needs to really catapult into his, like, full blown, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I really feel like that's what's holding him back.
You got something to say?
I got a black and white.
What's up? Bring it.
He said Aaliyah or Selena.
Oh man!
I think didn't we just talk about that?
I don't know if you did or not, but I'm such a big
podcast. But recently,
I don't know. I'm a huge I picked Selena. Like that's my
really?
That's my hell yeah. I grew hell.
All right, so I think we talked about it. I answer real quick.
Absolutely.
Aaliyah
is R. Kelly written.
Were you here when we talked about it?
Hold on. Ooh, Jesus!
I want Selena is my.
Yeah.
Talking about the nigga from Pantera.
Okay, so I think my answer would be like this.
Because the song.
If we're going for impact, around the world, we go with Selena.
Yeah, Selena has more.
But if we're going, you have to understand. So I'll elaborate after I answer.
Go for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that.
Go for it.
If we're talking about impact around the world, we're gonna go Selena. If we're gonna talk about impact within urban culture and who we are and everybody in this room, for the majority of we're gonna go with Aaliyah. My argument with Selena is that cultural impact, right? She's the first crossover artist. So you have to understand, she had a whole country behind her.
She did.
A whole continent behind. No, not the We can't say she did. It's that's like if somebody has the United States.
Huge.
No, if someone has the United States, the entire United States, the entire Canada rolling with you. The only person similar to that is Drake.
Okay.
And that's why he is as big.
Yeah.
My argument's gonna kill Game. I'm gonna let you finish though. Look, I'm gonna be like Kanye. My argument's gonna kill Game, but I'm gonna let you finish.
T.Shaheed back.
I think with Aaliyah, I don't know a Selena song. I don't know not one Selena song. I don't play not one Selena song. So for me personally, I'm gonna pick Aaliyah. But if we're gonna talk numbers, we're gonna talk cultural impact. I'm gonna have to go with Selena because she's the first crossover artist ever. She's the first person to have an entire continent and another entire like a country's.
In that time too,
and them go crazy for her. She's 24 years old, 23 years old when she died. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
she was very young.
I was gonna say she also in that was the only one to have it. It might have been gold at the time that was the highest, but she had it in both continents, both countries. Yeah.
She did
both of those as a female.
She most definitely did.
Transitioning and 2 languages, which
she
you
did.
have to get like that. Like,
she did. All of her records were in dual languages.
She's in the category of all the ones.
But if I'm gonna pick my song, I'm gonna pick Aaliyah because
okay,
which I understand.
Here's my argument.
I'm black, bro.
Hey, look,
here's my argument.
I thought it was a good little.
Here is my debate / argument. Just a little bit. Are we only saying Selena because J-Lo played her in the movie?
No, absolutely not.
I'm only.
But look, I ain't gonna lie like that.
Hold on. Did that not? Hold on. I'm only bringing this up. I'm only bringing this up. Not for you as an individual.
Yeah.
Not for you as an individual. Look at this as a whole.
Yeah.
Look at the like you said. Look at it. Are we not really giving her this? Because J-Lo did play her in Selena, and that really helped the impact.
Unequivocally, absolutely.
Maybe,
and that helped the impact.
But
hold on, I'm not saying she don't.
Go ahead.
But as far as the Aaliyah movie that no one watched or supported because that shit was whack.
It ain't got nothing to do with
Black and white.
I'll answer your question with a question. Okay. And I hate when people do that, but
no, it's okay.
I'll do that in this case.
I'm down.
That's like saying, not even the question, but it's not even a question. But that's like saying that the impact that NWA had was because of Straight Outta Compton. At the end of the day, that their impact has nothing to do with the movie. Their movie is so that now I know who Selena is because they had a movie for her.
Right.
If I want to put my daughter on Selena, they have a movie for her.
That plays to my point.
But Aaliyah, at the end of the day, is I'm black.
Right.
So she's going to 1 in a million gets played all day. Those songs get played all day. So my daughter doesn't necessarily have to have a movie to help her know who Aaliyah is. She's just gonna have to, Google search if she wants to.
Do you get my point though of what I'm saying? A little bit.
Yes.
A little bit. To a point.
I actually get your point. I do get your point, but I don't think that they're brought up for that point. I think she's brought up because she is. They both had massive cultural influence. They both passed tragically at young ages.
They did.
And they had so much more to give to the world.
Most definitely.
I think Zebo brought that up for what my argument for Selena was. She has everything that backs up
why she should be up
cultural influence. Everything that she had the fan. If she had Instagram, she would have the 100 million fans. Aaliyah would. I don't necessarily think so.
I do. Let me tell you why. I do.
And my argument will be we can bring up. And my argument will be.
You know why?
We can bring up Bad Baby. Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody can look it up. We can bring up Bad Baby, and we can look up Beyonce. We can name whoever you want to look up, who you want to compare impact for, and see the crossover, what that does. Yeah. So his influence is bigger, or Justin Bieber. Let's put up Biebs. Let's put up Biebs and Bad Baby. And yes, that's not a question, but Instagram wise,
I honestly feel like
I
honestly feel like Aaliyah would have, if not
Valens.
more, about the same. Let me tell you why. Her style.
Okay.
Not only her style. This
Selena
bitch
made her own
was
clothes and
before she died.
And had everybody
She
wearing
did. No,
bras
she did.
outside.
I'm not.
Go
This is,
ahead,
no,
Mom.
no, no.
Go
She
ahead, go
did.
ahead.
I heard you.
Go
No, she
ahead.
did. She did. I'm not saying that they. I think they would be neck and neck. If not, one would have more than the other.
Yeah.
I say this because Selena didn't
I'm
really
wrong
get
as shit.
I'm
wrong as shit.
Selena didn't really get a chance
nigga
to
got
really
200 million.
do all that she wanted
got 30
to do
Yeah.
before she passed
Absolutely.
and was tragically
Yeah.
There
murdered.
is somebody.
Whereas
Absolutely.
Aaliyah kind of got a piece
She
of
got-
each.
yeah.
What
Just to be released
kind of got
from
a
my
piece
Yeah.
of what she wanted to do.
Yeah.
Each one.
And just was
she
getting
was
going and all.
singing. She was acting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She was
yeah.
doing. She
sure.
was dancing. She was doing it all.
Aaliyah-
And then,
Aaliyah
you know,
was-
when
No,
she
she was tapping
Okay,
into
I get
every
what you-
she was
revenue
tapping
stream
into
she
it
could.
all.
She was doing, which is
she was gonna be in
Okay.
Charlie's Angels. She was gonna be Lucy Liu's
that'd be
character before
crazy
she
right there.
died. She like this is what I'm like. Her impact, I feel, had she not died,
Would've been bigger.
Yeah.
way bigger
Okay.
because
She'd have
she
got
would
on,
have
yeah.
still been in the industry
I
in
don't know
fashion.
about
But I
in
think
singing,
I still think.
and
In
in
the
acting.
movie, yeah.
I agree
And
that.
in
I think
acting.
that's
I'm
what
not
makes it.
saying-
I think that's what
Wouldn't
makes
have
That's
been
what makes it
relevant.
subjective.
One being
That's what makes it
subjective based
subjective
on,
because
but
I really
but
don't
I
think.
still
Yeah,
feel that
hey, I
two
didn't
countries
really
doing
think
that
about
same
that.
thing for you beats out one.
Continents. Not
And
like continents.
Yeah,
Well,
but even
yeah.
that numbers.
This
people
nigga said
like-
it's a continent,
Continent,
though.
bro. Not
Yeah,
California.
No, I'm not
That's the
negating
whole
that.
thing, my nigga.
I am not negating that. I feel
You
like
ain't gonna leak.
I feel like if they both were here, half of these women wouldn't be who they are today. Like Aaliyah,
I would hope
if
not,
Aaliyah
because
was
you
still
have-
here.
Here's the thing.
Sierra,
Here-
Ashanti,
all right.
none of these bitches would be here.
Point counterpoint. Point
Black
counterpoint.
and white.
She would.
You think I'm playing?
Well, they would've-
Aaliyah still wouldn't be relevant in
Black and
any
white.
of the other countries that Selena would. She would be all right. Tyler Perry's a great example of what you're talking about. The niggas in production, the niggas in real estate
Acting.
at this point. He's an actor. He's done plays and all this shit, right? But Latin America does not give a fuck about Tyler Perry. Aaliyah would have been no different. She would have done all that shit. Absolutely. Absolutely. She would have never been able to cross over into that market. And slowly that market is becoming more of the just general American market.
Yeah.
That's why you see more Latin shit now in the top 40. So there's
sampled
no
and shit.
way
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
that
feature
a
everything,
single cultured artist could be able to compete with somebody that was dominating charts in half of the globe. Like,
I can see that point.
And that,
Like,
Yeah,
but
three-fourths of the
my
continent.
point,
You know what I'm
but
saying?
my
Like,
point
the
also
entire-
goes back to where I feel like she was also
Canada.
multifaceted to where
Yeah.
being
Which if you
that
get
Selena
America-
would still be in like dominating both charts, Spanish and English. Aaliyah would be dominating her R&B,
Yeah.
her acting,
Yeah.
and her full-fledged being an artist.
Yeah, her
dancing,
impact.
choreography.
On top of
you know
that,
what I'm saying?
her
Like,
impact
on top of
choreography,
that.
like all that good shit.
Her
It
impact.
would average out.
In
I
America.
feel.
Well, no.
You know what I'm saying? It
No,
would average
no,
out.
this is no. But see,
Yes.
I see your point, though.
OZ.
I
this
see
is-
your point, though.
No, OZ, this is what I'm saying though. The reason why I'm kind of agreeing with what T's saying is because it is
In her fashion too.
in her fashion that takes her overseas.
It does.
That takes her.
Yes,
not
it
necessarily.
Hold up, relax.
It does.
It
Relax,
does.
It does.
because y'all know where fashion comes. Well, maybe y'all
It
don't.
does.
Y'all know if
Yeah, it's
people,
overseas.
It's overseas.
Yeah.
American fashion is motherfucking sometimes bullshit.
Yes.
Okay.
It's bastard.
You
It's
wearing
a- it's a-
overalls
it's a
and you got
bastard.
straw hat on. And
It's
what
a bag.
America
Nigga,
fashion
it's a
is.
bag,
You
Uno.
going
It's a
out
bag.
here.
It's a bastard.
Why the fuck
it's
is
a
you dressed like
bastard
Pootie Tang?
fashion. Everything about America is bastard. The way we speak, the way we dress.
Yeah, bro.
It's
I ain't
all
going
from
for it.
another
So it's
culture.
overseas. So if she blows up fashion wise over here, she maybe at least gets half of the impact that what Kanye West has today, and Kanye's everywhere. So that's just that. She gets on the movie screen. Well, yeah, she's in
overseas.
the place. But look. But she's in the place where you gotta come to get your hit movies.
And she's overseas
She's
in a movie.
Selena was already crossed over and trend-setting in fashion in America.
Which she's going to be able to do. But even now is what you just said is the reason why I'm talking what T.Shaheed's talking about is because even what you said, OZ, and right now you hear all of the Latino music. Right now you hear everything being flipped. In 2020, 2021, you've been hearing all of this. It would have took her time to do what Aaliyah already had.
But that's what I'm saying, bro. She already did it, and then she was killed. She had already flipped America.
I know. But she already
they
hit
both did.
she went gold.
What?
No,
They
that was
both
the high.
did.
Yes, you're right.
Listen. She went gold. in a time to where and selling hard copy records.
500,000.
Okay, so that is a lot.
No, it's not.
Well, selling no.
Back then it was.
No, it wasn't.
Hard copy. Yeah, hard copy.
No, 500,000 now is a lot. 500,000 back then was everybody. Yeah. Well, everybody go. Not even knocking. I'm not knocking anything you're saying. I'm just saying like that's not a lot.
Well, like that's what I'm saying. That's hand over fist copies. I
for sure.
put a little bit of value more on that than what you're doing with the streaming right now, because there's a lot of fucking in and out of shit with that. But as far as
that's why it's harder.
All I say is
back then. That's what.
Now.
It's what I say is this. I just went to a 90s event.
We'll talk about that. We get to talk about that topic later. Continue.
I just went to a 90s event. Every bitch in there, I can tell you, dressed like Aaliyah.
For sure. Well, half them bitches was black or Mexican.
Or Filipino.
From Oxnard or Ventura. Come on, man. Come on, man.
It's the dancing.
All Aaliyah, like you have to come to America to get your nice movies off, low key. So,
for sure.
So she's already here.
For sure.
She has Timbaland. She has Missy Elliott.
She had Queen of the Damned before she died.
Her music is never going to die. So. As far as all of the checks that she had all those checks out. Selena had those checks as well, but her already being in, she doesn't necessarily have to cross over into anything other than fashion, because everything else is pop cultures from here, from America. You get what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying. I think I disagree with the point, but I understand what you're saying.
I can play devil's advocate.
Right.
That's what I mean. I think both ways is different. It's more about, it's just consumer shit.
I love them both.
It's the most consumers. So it's like, bro, you going in the time that she was alive, that both of them were alive. One had more consumers, and that's just what it is. But,
I love them both equally.
Aaliyah could have had a bigger impact, maybe. I think, had she been alive. But I mean,
we'll switch gears. Yeah. We were talking about a little bit that topic. I want to stay on that a little bit. Just the streaming versus the physical hard.
Yeah.
What do y'all feel? I guess not easier. Well, because it's a lot. I mean, I guess what do you guys wish what it was today? Streaming or physical hard copies?
Physical hard copies, because I know back then when the album dropped, people used to run to the store. You know what I'm saying? To go buy that album. They used to run to the store to go get their physical copy to play in their car. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't have like digital. I remember when there wasn't digital shit.
Yeah.
I remember when that shit was just getting started to where that shit was glitching out. Yeah, to where like I had LimeWire, FrostWire,
shout out LimeWire,
all that good shit.
Hey, fucking your home computer up.
Soulja Boy kept us up to it.
FrostWire, LimeWire. That was the start of the digital era for me. Illegal music. But I used to buy my shit. I used to go to Best Buy, Fry's.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Target. I used to buy my shit. You know, physically, I wanted to support my fucking artists who I knew dropped the music. I didn't give a damn about how much it cost. Especially because I had a record player, so if they had a vinyl, I'm buying it.
Yeah, hell yeah. What you think? Yeah.
I was just gonna add. I mean, at the end of the day, we still pull up to their shows.
Right.
Which one would you rather? What would you, if you was the one today? Like if it was your choice.
I don't got a good answer on that. Personally speaking, I just feel like it's this is where we're at now. Is streaming is what it is right now. I'm call me being flexible with the times. That's kind of where I'm at.
What I'll say is this though: physical records really let you know who supported your ass. Like you really found out. Like, damn, you bought my shit. Like, you really bought my shit.
You went to go get
like
it.
You took the time to go to the store.
Yeah, it's hard to see that now.
To buy my
it's hard
shit.
To see that with streaming.
It is so hard to see that because really, someone can literally like take someone else's screenshot that they pre-ordered your shit. You know what I'm saying? And bought your shit just because, you know what I'm saying? And say, I pre-ordered it. You don't really know.
Yeah. I mean, most people are buying the physical copies online.
Right. Most people are really buying the copies online, but it's still the simple fact. I miss physical copy days where that shit mattered, where you actually had to bump that shit in your car. You didn't have to actually connect your phone to Bluetooth and have a streaming service. That shit's cool. Don't get me wrong. It's cool. It's easier.
It's convenient.
Yeah, it's convenient.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? It is convenient.
Just going back to the
everywhere. I will say that.
to the selling CD days, and
what Zebo
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
When you had to, you know
Yeah,
what I mean.
hustle and bust.
When you had to hustle and sell your CDs and say, you know what I mean. That I think that type
Out the
of
trunk.
grind, you know what I mean. That type
Out
of
the
grind
trunk.
is a little bit different. I like the accessibility that streaming gives you.
Yeah.
You know what I
too.
mean? Everybody can go get it. You put it in the right thing, everybody can go get it no matter where they at. I really like that accessibility because I couldn't be everywhere if I was slanging a doggone CD.
Right.
Now, I do like what T.Shaheed has said when he said like about you knowing that somebody really like messing with you because they went and had to go get your copy and stuff like that. Yeah, it leaves a lot of the smoke and mirrors out of it. But all in all, kind of like what Thrills is saying, being here at the streaming era and in the streaming era, it's really not too much of a difference. It's not too much of a
Pull up to a show.
Because you're paying for the streaming service anyway, so.
Yeah.
I think you got something to say, Philly, on it?
I mean, I just feel like streaming puts it into the hands of more people that wouldn't necessarily, you know what I mean? So
you can't
I think
be
it gives you more
everywhere, bro.
opportunity with the streaming,
You
but
just can't. There's no way.
Niggas
I
be
mean,
broke.
if you really want to know who going, like he was kind of saying, like if you really want to know who fucking with you, just throw a fucking show at like a 5,000 person venue and see if you sell that bitch out or not. You know what I mean? Like see. And be like, yeah, like and do it in 10 cities over a year and see which one popped the most. And if you know what I mean, that's the work.
What you think, Uno?
I think, of course, streaming is the most convenient. It gets, I can talk to Joe Blow and be like, nigga, where you listening to your music at?
Right.
Go download my shit right now. Personally, I think what's easier, and that's what I was saying with Bill, I think it's easier. It's to get to 500,000 streams is a challenge.
It's hard.
To equal 500,000 sold albums to go gold is a challenge today.
Yeah.
You know what just went gold? Yay, the album.
Hell yeah.
You know when that came out? 17. That just went gold. I listen to that shit every day for a year.
That's crazy.
Why it's harder is just the numbers. It takes more streams to equal a buy. It takes more streams to equal a one album sold. I can sell you an album for $10 and that's one album sold.
Yeah.
So it's and if
And
I do
regardless if they listen to
500,000,
it, yeah,
that's I'm gold.
Right. You're done.
I'm gold.
Yeah, and you done already sold it without
Versus
them
if
listening.
I have, let's say, Mike Vick is 100,000 plays off from being considered gold because it has the streams of 500,000.
Right.
It's not gold because that doesn't equal 500,000 sales, hard copies. So I don't know. I like that it's convenient. I like that it's easy. I like that everybody can have our music. But if it was my choice, I'm
hand over fist.
I'm a hand over fist nigga anyway. So
And the culture
I'm
changed.
a sell. You know what I mean?
The culture changed too. Like we used to have in this country specifically a culture where going to a record shop.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was a time. Yeah.
Going to a record shop was part of the culture. It was literally something that you did. It wasn't out of the way. It was ingrained in just like a regular movement.
Society.
Yep.
And as we've gone more to digital retail, order on demand, that shit is gone by the wayside. When the last time you walked into a record store?
Sure.
Only one I can think of in our area is Salsa's.
Yeah, I
There's
mean,
one on
I
Teal
didn't even know what
Boulevard.
Salsa's
Got the
is.
old record store on
Yeah.
Teal Boulevard you can hit, man. That's the
I-
one.
yeah.
That's the one.
They
Shout out
went.
to
They
them.
went to one. They went to one. There was one over by over in up the street, right?
Yeah, on
Well,
on
there's
Thousand
one
Oaks
in Carter.
Boulevard, they got
Yeah,
a record store.
No,
that's
I don't
been
know if
holding
it's still
strong.
open. I
It
haven't
is.
been there.
I drive by it. That's
It's
it.
still
Yeah.
open, Z?
Hell yeah, if y'all.
You be
Yeah.
sliding in there getting some
I-
records?
No, he
They
ain't
got the
getting no
cut.
I ain't bought
record.
none out of that
Last week,
since.
no, I ain't getting no
Last time I
records.
bought a record out that record store was when we lived in 665.
Yeah,
I'm saying we was
yeah,
on there
nah,
recently,
No, but
yeah,
off
nah.
what you were saying
But
too.
I know they still open. I drive by them. I see it.
That's
I
a
do. And I
spot.
still have my record player. I ain't added to the collection in a minute.
You know what I'm saying? It's cool.
Hey man, this new
We gotta
streaming
break that
world
out.
makes it too easy. So you
sure.
fall
Yeah.
into that. So I've adjusted to that too, and now it's is just Apple Music and get it off.
I was gonna say off of what you were saying is it's got to be way easier to sell the physical copies. It has to be no matter what, because regardless, the nigga don't even gotta listen to it. You know how many niggas done sold me, goddamn nigga. And that's what. Hey, if you in Florida, nigga, you go to any gas station, Sunoco, nigga, you pull up to the quick stop, nigga. Somebody gonna sell you a record. And the thing is, you ain't even gotta listen to it, but the nigga done sold 500,000 of them niggas. He's platinum in the streets.
Gold in the streets. Gold in the streets. That's what Eazy-E said.
Yeah, nigga.
And Straight Outta Compton, when they was running over his CD, the nigga was like, I don't give a fuck. They bought them motherfuckers.
They bought it already. I already got their money, nigga.
Well, I'm gonna give a damn. They done bought this shit.
So like versus. I send you my album. You have my album. You show me that you have my album. Yeah. You post it. And you ain't even listened to it.
Yeah. Right.
Here's the thing that pisses me off, right?
Right.
Here's the thing that pisses me off, right?
Hey,
So on Apple Music, these niggas are so fucking stupid.
Come on,
bro. They
talk
piss me off. All right. So on Apple Music, they have friends.
Yeah.
So you can see
who listens to your shit.
Your friend group. You have your friend group, people that make their profile, make their shit, right? So, bro, I be sending the albums out, right? I send the albums out. I do my shit. I hand over fist. This way. You know what I mean? Because that's the only way we can.
Same shit.
Yeah. So I be talking to niggas. They be like, oh yeah, like I got it right now, right? Like I got it. I listen to it. I'll be like, so what's your joint? You know what I'm saying? What's your one?
They don't know.
They'll say the first song, second song, third song.
You're goofy,
right? They'll just name the song first, one of the songs, right?
You're goofy.
Then I'll have this person
analytic
in my friends.
Yeah.
Not only do I have you in my friend shit, I got all the stats. Right. I'm the numbers nigga, so I got all the stats.
Bitch,
I know who plays it, how many times the nigga plays it. I know where the demographic of the nigga who says he played it, where he at. I got all the stats. So I'd be like, bro, you ain't even.
You're capping.
You lying. Because I can see. You did download it. It says when a nigga shows you a screenshot, it shows you that they downloaded. But you can go to their shit and see what they played in the last history that they played they shit. So I know that my shit ain't in the top 20, which it's 20 albums that they show. If I'm not in the 20 shit, ain't no way you played my shit.
Right.
Ain't no way, but niggas be quick. Yeah, I heard that shit. Bang, my nigga. Like,
Captain.
I'll give you another scenario,
bro,
nigga.
The music version is
I'll
strongest adapts. The music version is strongest adapts.
Niggas will wait. Niggas will wait until you make an Instagram post.
Yeah.
Or a post on social media.
Okay.
To go on social media to repost that post, which you are showing love. Yeah. Thank you. You are showing a little bit of love. You're reposting my post, but you're still not streaming my shit.
You're not listening.
You know what I'm saying? You're still not streaming my shit. You'll go on Instagram, repost the post I made about my album being out. Okay? You're not making your own post. You're not,
I have a question.
The convenience age.
What's that?
What do you say to people that want to support you but just don't fucking like it?
Okay.
Don't fucking like it.
Don't like what?
Your social media.
Like niggas just don't like your
Be honest. Let me know.
What if some like
maybe I can
I'm the type of person that appreciates brutal honesty. Yeah. Let me know if you fuck with my shit or not. Yeah. So that I know where to put you and I know not to send you my shit no more.
Yeah.
I know to just not send you my music shit no more.
What if somebody wants to support your music, right? But so like somebody that would hypothetically
Great question.
Post your shit, right? They're reposting all your shit.
But they don't like the music I'm making.
They don't like the music, but they like you. They want to support you, and they know that doing that.
So I'll answer because I do this.
Okay, yeah.
So, me personally, I have my friendships and I have my personal relationships with people, and then I have the people that I work with, and then I have the people that I like their music. You know what I mean? Or I like them, or either or, right? Mm-hmm. So. If I like you as a person, but I don't like your music,
right?
9 times out of 10, I didn't listen to it.
Right.
And I'm not going to lie to you and say that I listened to it, nor am I going to. Here's the thing that I know that I have. I got what you don't have, which is a more of a following than you. Mm-hmm. So me reposting something does more than me just playing it and knowing I don't like it. Right. So if I repost something that I don't like, but you my nigga, I'm gonna repost it and post that, and I'm gonna let that rock. You know what I mean? If you ask me, did I listen to it? Did I like it? I'm gonna give you my honest opinion because you asked me my feedback. I'm never gonna go about something, but I get mad where a nigga says that he supports something and he doesn't. And
he don't.
Yeah,
if you don't want to support my shit, you don't have to support my shit. It's no different than me not watching no Will Smith movies. Right. You know what I mean? Like there's no, you know what I mean? It is what it is. He's still gonna make them motherfuckers, and he's still gonna go and drop box selling joints, nigga. But I'm not gonna watch them. You know what I mean? I'm just not gonna watch them. But nigga can still get his shit off. You know what I'm saying? And I can still do my due diligence in supporting you. Just because I support you a way you don't want me to, it's not a support. When is support having a tendency? When do I support you matter? Right. You know what I mean? It's how I chose to support you, nigga. So right, I go with that, and I don't put fans on. I don't hold niggas like that. I just hold niggas that say they do something and don't do it. Yeah, be a man of your word.
I feel you on that.
For me, like,
oh no, you good. No, you're good. No, I was gonna piggyback off that. I was just gonna say because it's the same outcome if I don't fuck with it and I post it, or if I do fuck with it and I post it. Whoever's gonna see it, gonna see it.
Gonna see it.
You know what I mean? Like fuck it. Even if I'm gonna post it, if I fuck with you, that's really where it goes down to. Like if
period.
If I fuck with you as a person, I'll post it. If I fuck with you as a person.
See, now for me, I ain't ran across that issue. For me and my music, I ain't ran across that issue. But you know, for like people who I repost and support, I support and repost genuinely. Yes. I don't just do it because I know they need the look or the followers and shit like that. I'm not that type of nigga. Like,
what
if I genuinely
like, what if they're not reposting you because they think like you need the look or the followers? What if they just like are reposting you because they want to help in whatever way they can?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that differentiates the genuine from the just all right. Let me just go ahead and support the thing so that he don't feel like I ain't. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause trust me, I can tell. Yeah, it comes off different, and when I know I have a great feeling of discernment. Yes, I can really tell when someone really truly fucks with me and when they don't. You know what I'm saying? So I can legit see from even a post on Instagram. Oh, this motherfucker just posting about me just because I sent them the shit and they want to look good to me.
So they just throw it up there.
They want to look good to me, so they gonna repost like, "Go get T.Shaheed's music, new album," as opposed to my brother dropped some good shit. This shit was crazy. You know what I'm saying? My brother dropped some good ass shit. Whoop the wop da da da. Go ahead and tap in. You can tell when someone genuinely fucks with you, when they don't. You know what I'm saying? I know I can.
No, and absolutely, my posts are different.
Yeah, and exactly.
But what it's not about being disgenuine or not. My service, my job is to support you.
Right.
Whatever you do is choose to support you. How I support you does not matter if I'm supporting you. So for me, I don't have the time to listen to garbage when I'm making 10 other niggas hot. Like, I don't have time to listen to your album. If I'm working on Krista Thrillis's album or June's album, why the fuck would I pause that to go listen to your shit? I'm not going to pause that to listen to your shit unless if I know the shit bangs. And if I know the shit bangs, I'm going to repost it with go listen to my nigga shit. And if the shit don't bang and or I haven't listened to it, I'm going to tag the nigga and just that's that. You know what I mean? And you got tagged, my nigga. You got tagged, and that's that.
Do with it what you want.
I feel like it's support at the end of the day, and no matter what, it's all about ears. It's all about we telling niggas. It don't matter if there's one nigga in the show or if there's 100,000 niggas in the show. You perform the exact same
way.
Why? Because at the end of the day, you gonna get better, and that one nigga who was there to support you, or that one nigga that didn't know you was performing, is now a fan of you. So now you have another super fan, and that's all it's about is gaining fans. All you need is 1,000 niggas to buy something for $20, and every single time, and you fucking rich. So what we at the end of the day, I'm giving you 10K followers looking at your shit. I get on average on a story, 6,000 people looking at my story. So if I'm posting your shit that I know is mid, but I'm supporting you, and I know at least 100 of those people are gonna click on your page, I did my fucking job, bruh. And support is support. And I can't knock no nigga that don't want to knock. You don't fuck with me, you don't fuck with me.
Sure.
But just don't lie. Tell me you don't fuck with me.
Hey, be real
Tell
with
me
yourself.
You don't fuck with me. That's
the
real
cat.
with me. That's it with me.
And I know my nigga fuck with me because I saw my shit on his story. So chapter 2 out now, spooky season out now.
Get that shit. Get that shit.
Hey,
Chapter 2,
you did.
I came out. I was in Disneyland with my daughter. Your shit dropped that weekend, and I was in Disneyland. So I was like, and we had already talked. I was like, I'm gonna slide to the little shit. And I'm so last minute, bro. So like when they told me we was going to Disneyland,
that's your daughter, though, nigga. I already knew.
No, but when they told me I would have just told you. But when they told me I was going to Disneyland, I didn't even register.
Put two and two together.
That shit was even in the park, and then the same thing. So when the album dropped, I'm like at Disneyland, whatever. I didn't get the chance to listen to it. So I come home Sunday, and I'm like, y'all listen to the album? They're like, yeah, we listened to it when it dropped. Well, OG. So I'm like, play me the album, like play me that shit.
I'm a dog.
So listen to that shit. Listen to it again. I'm like, okay. And then it hit the first two vibes, fuck with them. Limbo hit. And I was like, okay, hold on. Okay. I like this interlude. I like this Wiz sample. I fuck with this right here.
Oh, you heard that shit?
And that's how you know.
Waiting on someone to say that shit. Chuck, listen.
That's one of my favorite songs.
The Tomahawks. Shout out to the Tomahawks. Some niggas I met when I was out in Arizona. That my nigga AJ. That nigga is hard. Fuck with
he killed
the
that.
Tomahawks. Tomahawks, nigga.
Tomahawks.
Hey, that's hard. Shout out to them.
Yes. Anyways, yes.
No, so I heard that shit. I was like, Limbo hard, boom. And then Where Do We Go is after that?
Yep.
So I was listening. And I ain't gonna lie.
Where do we go?
I'm gonna say it straight up. That was the time that I reposted the song, and I ain't listened to it when you dropped it as a single. So I just T.Shaheed dropped. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, if I ain't gonna tell you, like, hey, yo, go knock that shit, it's that shit bang, nigga. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. So I didn't even heard it. So I was like, okay. And I'm a big nigga on albums.
Because I did perform Where Do We Go at Lucky Summer.
Exactly.
There it is.
That's the one that
I was working.
I
work, man. Damn it.
You wasn't there. You wasn't even right there. But we were right there. And that was the one I was like, yo, there's one. But I mean.
Yeah.
Like
that was before the album was even done.
Exactly.
That was before the shit was even done.
I'm an album person. So that's where I hear the hard work, the sweat, the equity that you put into your work and your craft in an album. I don't hear it off no singles. I'm not a big single person.
I'm not
the only person that's gonna drop singles. To me, the only niggas that can drop singles is the niggas that
ain't
go
shit.
Gold every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, that can go gold. That can go gold or platinum every day.
2 days.
Or, 2 days they going motherfucking platinum. You know what I'm saying? Like,
this nigga YB.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But for albums, I listen to it. And I'm like, okay, then Limbo. Then Where Do We Go? I'm like, oh yeah, this one go. And then you hit that. Then
that hung up. That drill. Then
that
R&B
drill.
drill.
That pop hit.
That drill.
Then that pop hit.
Yo, that's the first thing I said. I said, yo, he went R&B drill. This is crazy.
Yeah.
This sounds nuts.
That pop hit. So when they did the me and Lord tight, that's my dog. So when they was doing they was doing the little shits, you know, they did the little nomination. I didn't even know they did that shit.
Yeah. Was that you? Was that you that put my name down?
No. I'm a private nigga. I'm a private nigga. And I do my homework. So I sent the nigga a whole list. I gave him a whole category. I gave niggas nominations. I gave different niggas nominations. Niggas that I fuck with. Niggas that ain't part of 7. Niggas that are part of 7. I just put what I fuck with. So I nominated your shit. I nominated that Where Do We Go for best song, and then I did Chapter 2 for best album.
I appreciate that.
And I threw that in there.
I appreciate that.
Hell yeah.
I wholeheartedly appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because Chapter 2 honestly took. When I tell y'all that project took a lot out of me, and when I mean stress.
Yeah,
you was stressing about it when
money,
you come do at home.
Like money, just everything. Like I had to literally immerse myself into literally one project because I was doing 3 projects. Trying to just like revamp myself. Like I have to re-record my EP. I have to do this new EP, and then I have to do this new album. I was trying to do that shit at once because I have a G-Funk album coming in the new year. But you know what I'm saying? And little bit of home. The single I dropped, Little Bit of Home, is the precursor precursor to that with the dogs that I dropped.
Yeah.
That song that I dropped is
Shout
the
out to
precursor
Dogs.
to that
that
G-Funk
G-Funk
album.
album. I like
First
that.
summer in the new year, but I was literally simultaneously working on 3 projects at once, and I was just overwhelming myself.
Yeah.
And
I
you
had to
came
settle
and
in.
did the at
Yeah,
home.
I had to settle in, and we did. That's what I'm saying. I had to
right,
settle in on one project.
Fuck what this nigga talking about. Let's hear this nigga sing one time. Let's hear the
bottle.
hits. Let's hear the hits one time. And I can play more than 30 seconds. Let's go, man.
Bitch, we ain't getting copyrighted with this.
Not at all. The artist
right
is here.
The artist is right here.
My dog right here.
Proved it.
But no, that's some real shit. Like I was literally simultaneously working on 3 projects, and I had to hone in on one, and that was chapter 2, my next EP. So I was like, let me just knock that shit out. I had to hone in, knock that shit out, and that's what y'all got. So that's why I was just like, all right, now it's visual time. I can shoot visuals for this project, and I still need to shoot visuals for my Mad Lib project that's out to Reset. So that's why I was just like, I need to just lock in on visuals and just features, all that good shit, so I don't lose track of time. But yeah.
I mean, I wanted to play it, but the shit's dead.
It's all right.
Play it off my phone.
Fuck it.
There you go.
Let's go.
Should I go or should I stay and fight? Or is it what we had?
That shit was crazy.
Understand.
There you go.
Dang.
Little
Cause
slight
what we
tease.
build, I feel it crumbling.
See?
Come on.
Hey,
Live
hey,
show.
hold up.
I'm
If you
live
see,
show.
you
Live.
better pull up and see my man's live.
My dog,
no free,
shit.
no free.
shit. What we doing, man?
Pull
Look.
up
No
and
free
see
shit.
my
That's
man's
all you
live.
get.
No
November
Little
20th,
snip,
y'all.
little snip.
Yeah,
20,
we ain't do a commercial. We ain't do a commercial, so I'm gonna do a live commercial right now.
Here you go.
Live commercial on the 20th of
This
November
month.
this month. Coming up, I think is that next week?
Yeah, next
weekend.
Saturday. Yes, sir.
Saturday at VBC. You gonna have 7 records in the building. You
Beach
gonna have
Club.
Ventura
T.Shaheed
Beach
in
Club.
the building.
T.Shaheed in the
And
building.
then I guess it's the 805 All Stars. That's what they
805
call it.
All-Stars, baby.
I don't
Shout
know.
out 805
I don't
Live.
know about
Shout
the
out.
All Star More Hall of Fame, but it's cool. We're gonna be there. And we're gonna have a
Y'all
great
know the
time.
team.
We're gonna be there. We're gonna have a great
Gang
time.
shit.
Shout
About
out
to
to
be
Contra
lit, lit, lit.
and the whole
Yeah,
805
Shout out
Live.
805 Live. We love y'all. We
Absolutely.
appreciate y'all for
Yeah,
real.
no.
For
That's love.
Always.
Shit.
What we doing?
What we doing?
What's up?
Gonna go crazy.
Are we still?
Also-
Is it still?
It ain't black and white still, is it?
No, we
No.
all black and
Black
white.
and
that's what I
white
was
the
about to
whole
say.
What's
episode.
next?
And we done
Good.
fast track to shouting out what you do too.
Mhm.
Y'all got anything else y'all want to talk about?
Damn.
I mean,
Oh yeah,
That's in the
real
background.
quick. Let's do it real quick before we can't let another week go by. Kanye West on Drink Champs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get my quick synopsis.
Mhm.
That's my nigga. He gonna do his shit.
Yeah.
I love it. I love all entertainment value of things. I love to watch something for 2 hours and 30 minutes and not feel like I'm bored. I like to watch it and get more information that I haven't heard, regardless if it's from a crazy person or not. That's one of my favorite artists of all time.
Yes.
So I love just what he
Preach.
does and his impact as a whole. I respect everything that man does. Now, does it go around the wrong way? Is he emotional? Absolutely.
Yeah,
And that's why I
yeah.
love Kanye West, because he shows you that he's still human at the end of the day. And he goes on his rants and goes off on his little shit, but that's still my guy. You know what I mean? The one thing that did stick out to me, though, that I did find, I felt, I don't want to say disappointed, but I was disappointed. I was a little upset. I didn't show it or say it or talk to y'all about it because I wanted to bring it up on the podcast. But I didn't like how he talked about Big Sean. And I understand.
Yeah, I didn't
I
understand
understand the thought process as far as feeling attacked by somebody, right?
Yeah.
So you're upset about what he personally did about something else, right? Like you're upset about, the question was, who do you fuck with more, Pusha T or Big Sean? You could have simply answered with Pusha T. Me and Big Sean ain't really cool like that right now.
You didn't even have to say that. You didn't even have to say that. All you had to say was Pusha T.
Push. Yeah.
Pusha T.
One word. Push.
That's it.
You didn't have to elaborate
Next
to let
question.
people know you have a problem.
And
Pusha T.
As somebody that considers himself a leader, we all leaders, we all bosses, we all do our shit. I feel like I that's something I would never do.
Right.
So that bothered me to an extent. But what can I expect? It's Kanye.
It's Kanye.
So
That's like they're saying there's someone on this upcoming bill I don't fuck with, but I ain't gonna perform. Like who? Like what?
Point them out. Point them out.
no,
Just saying.
There's a few of that. There's a few of that going on. But you know, we
shade,
say,
huh?
man.
Real quick.
Nah, but I feel you on that though, you know, because there's a lot of things that Kanye says that I know is out of pure emotion. And he's emotional, but I like that. Damn that. Stop trying to hide your shit, bro. Well, walk around with it, bro.
Yeah.
If you
We're
don't
in
like
2021. Can
Come
people
on, bro.
stop acting like people don't know? People are human and go through
And
shit.
man,
Yeah.
People
bro,
are so
he
much
mad.
more understanding and so
Yeah.
much more like.
He's gonna, especially
disappointed,
off
but,
of sipping some lick, sitting in there with your boy from back in the day.
The boy was smoking.
Yeah, no.
Smoking.
What he gonna do is he gonna literally just let his emotions rip, which I'm okay with. Which, if you know Kanye West, like the people who do know him, like what I heard Charlamagne say the next day, which is basically like, hey man, it's with a grain of salt.
if you
bro.
love Kanye, his words were, if you love Kanye West and you respect Kanye West, you have to love Kanye from afar.
From afar.
Because no matter what
Yeah,
no matter what he says or what he does, he's gonna always apologize for what he said.
And that's
the
gonna
night
be
before,
genuine
and it's gonna
then,
be
too.
genuine too.
It's-
So
you know
you
what
just
I'm
have
saying?
to
It's
love
like-
him from afar and acknowledge that he's gonna say some crazy.
He's hot
ass
and
shit.
cold.
And
just-
that's
What
It's
just-
people
a
really
subject.
need to say and really stop sugarfooting around Kanye is he's still ain't healed from the death of his mother.
Oh yeah, no.
Well, that's,
We
that's
need to keep him uplifted in prayer.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
to literally
That's a
see
journey.
everything that he does
Yeah.
as him acting out.
Yeah.
Because he literally has not dealt with the death of his mother in the right way.
Shout out mental health.
He literally has not.
Absolutely.
Literally, shout out mental health.
Yeah,
That shit is
yeah.
real.
And
Like he
prayers,
really
yeah,
and,
that's
and
true.
getting with
Oh,
Kim
yeah.
Kardashian did not help.
No, man, you dove into
Getting
the
with that
same-
mother,
no, you
getting
dove into the-
intertwined with that motherfucking family
Hey,
did not help.
We hot it today,
entangled.
huh?
He got an
Entanglement.
entanglement. Yeah.
Entanglement.
Big
You
entanglement.
got how many kids by this bitch?
You heard it live.
Oh shit.
Black
He is tied. He's tied. Poor man. We need to pray for him.
Yeah, keep Kanye in your prayers, guys.
Yo.
Yo, this nigga got the
Hey,
gun
man.
loaded this episode.
Hey,
He's
man.
on auto.
Hey, what did we say?
Well, it's something with that
Did we say
family, though.
R&B is
No
more
cap, we own it
competitive?
now. Hey,
All right,
let's
what
get
do we
into
say?
it. There's
R&B is
something
more
to do with that
competitive?
family.
With the family.
Yeah.
I'm
I like
really
that.
not trying to be shady or funny. It's really
Y'all thought it was
something
the
with the
rappers.
family,
I
though.
like that.
How many niggas have gone to shit dealing with that family?
It's just, I mean, hey, they on something.
Hey,
bro.
we're not disagreeing with you.
I'll wait.
Yeah.
Our hair's just prickled up a little bit. You said, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. You know,
He said
like.
it so hard.
The scrape.
You
That
gotta
R&B
felt that
scrape.
shit.
I didn't even know it was allowed
I
to
didn't know
say
you
shit
said
like
that
that.
hard. It just came out because I felt that shit in my soul. Like I feel bad for these niggas. I feel bad for these niggas.
No cap.
Shit.
No cap. I
Oh,
think. All
man.
right. So look,
That's funny.
Crazy.
Kanye's gonna feel a certain type of way about Big Sean. He's gonna feel a certain type of way about people that he felt helped out.
sure.
Big Sean's talent is one of them ones, bro.
He's nuts.
As far as rapping, bro, Big Sean one of them cold niggas, bro.
He's in
They
top-
don't really give Big Sean.
He's
don't
in the
get
top
it.
five.
Shout
He
out
is in
Big
the
Sean,
top
one of them niggas.
five.
He is one of them
Every
niggas.
time I
Top
So
five.
that's when you said that something kind of hit you the wrong way. You know how I like
Top
Big
five.
Sean, so it's like I was kind of like this. Ooh, like, but I expected from Kanye, just
Yeah.
like I expect from Dame Dash to say some
Kanye.
shit about Jay that I like
you know
Jay.
the-
you know,
I knew when they asked him for the reason, and that's the problem that I have with certain people in interviews, right?
Yeah.
We don't know the history of something.
yeah.
So if you do a little homework, a couple days before, Big Sean announced that he's no longer signed to
Yeah, I
anybody.
seen that. Yeah, yeah.
He's
I
no
seen that.
longer rocking with nobody. He's by himself.
He
He's
said
finally-
big dog.
He
Big
said-
dog
he
said
status.
big
I'm finally
dog.
big dog shit.
He
So
out of good
you have
music.
to understand.
Yeah.
They asked that man. That interview was a day after he tweeted that.
Yeah.
And you
So
know
he's emotional about everything, and on top of him thinking he real life could have won president, even though like here's the delusion
that's the
of
high and the
Kanye
low,
West.
though. That's
But here's
what
the
it is.
delusion
That's
of
the
Kanye
genius
West. I
behind it.
love the
Yeah,
nigga, but
absolutely.
I'll
here's
take
the
him.
delusion.
I'll take
Yeah.
him.
You wear a hat.
Yeah.
You wear a hat. You praise the nigga. You say that the hat makes you feel like a Superman,
Right.
superhero. You love this nigga. He gives you life. and then you think that you can beat the nigga that you just endorsed. The logic behind that is blasphemy to me.
Sick.
And he's not all the way there. So what do we expect? But I love the nigga.
Well, he don't care to be nowhere. That's the whole thing. And that's one thing that I do admire about Kanye.
You know he ain't all the way there, goddammit.
But the one thing that I admire, like OZ, I admire this about this nigga Kanye.
Yeah.
The nigga do not care to be anywhere. Wherever he at and wherever he feel at the time is how he feel, and that's where he at. And take me for how I am right now. Like, hold me accountable. Yeah, that type of person is gonna have to apologize a lot because he lives in the now. He does not think about what he's doing. But there's a lot of people that aren't real in the world, so to get somebody who's super real, over real in the world, you know what I'm saying? I'll take that. You know what's crazy? Go ahead.
I'm just saying in that idea, like you take that because it's the highs and the lows, but the high it's A+ potential.
Yeah.
So we taking him. Yeah, he 19, A+ potential, my squad.
For sure.
Right.
Hell yeah, and that's what that is.
I think
highs and the lows.
I think men look at Kanye with like, when he says things, we get like this because we're logical beings in our core. Mm-hmm. That's who we are. You know, we're always going to think with a logical
we're crazy creatives at the end of the day.
Yeah. So when he says stuff off of feelings or emotions, it makes logical people go.
It's a knee-jerk reaction to it,
Because you're not. We all have emotions. I was venting before we walked in here. You know what I mean? That's like me taking that same energy and that same thing I'm mad about, and we on camera. Fuck it, I'm about to say it, and I'm going off. And there may be times that I do that, but Kanye does that every day.
Every day.
And so, but I love it for it because it's great television, and I learn so much from the nigga every time he's on the mic. I learn. Just what he's doing, where his thought process is, where he sees the world going next. And there's people that I study, and he's one of those people. So I love everything the nigga does personally. You got something to say on it, Chris?
I was just gonna say there's something to be said about authenticity. As simple as that.
Yeah, straight up. We're all crazy creatives at the end of the day. Like, I forgot who said it, but everyone who said, anyone who is in the music industry who's most definitely a creative has a crazy side to their mind that only they know about. And will no one else understand but them. Like, there are times where I'm like, I'm done. I'm not making no more music. I'm good. The music that's out. I'm good. And then there are days where I'm like, I need to lock myself in the studio for a week straight and just motherfucking make a motherfucking bomb ass album and just let it pour out. Like, we go through a whirlwind of emotions that literally no one understands. But artists and creatives and like-minded people. So that's just what it is. We go through that shit daily.
Anybody else got anything to talk about on this? On any topic? Anything?
Anybody else?
Shout out to Ye.
Shout out. One last thing.
For sure.
And how do we all feel about this, like, Nicki Minaj, Kenneth Petty shit? Just to touch on another serious topic, like,
I will touch on it real quick. I don't want to.
I don't know.
I don't want to go.
You don't want to get striked and shit.
I don't want to go too much into.
I feel that. I feel that. Just real quick.
What I will say is, every nigga that grew up in the hood, every single person that grew up in the hood has affiliations with have affiliations with people that do bad things. So I will talk about that specific topic. I will talk about how they're
handling it,
being accused of running with New York gangs
and handling
doing that and moving like that.
Yeah.
I will not talk about the allegations because I can't want to talk about that. I don't know much about it to go in too deep about that. But what I will say is, she married her husband. Right. So,
knowing everything.
She married her husband. So at the end of the day, are we so naive and so confused that a woman, that a wife is going to stand by her husband no matter what? We can't be so naive and so confused or so dumbfounded that happens. That happens every day. This nigga El Cap's wife just said she has no idea. She's never seen the nigga do anything bad. She's never seen the El Chapo. Never seen the nigga sell no drugs. She has nothing, no recognition or no acknowledgement of him doing anything. She don't know where the money came from. So we can't expect. That's our heart. That's our rib. That's our side, nigga.
Yeah.
So we want our wife to be as loyal to a default, and that default is it's us against the world, and that's what staying your vows is. So I'm not saying it's good nor bad. I'm not saying nothing. I'm only strictly talking about the gang shit and staying by her husband's side on doing things that we may seem fishy. Right. That nigga's a dirtbag because he was a convicted felon for what he did. Right. So I can talk on him being a dirtbag. We acknowledge that. The nigga's a weirdo. Yeah. But anything else besides when she said I do, we can't be so naive that she's gonna ride for her husband and question every this bitch is this and this bitch is like, my nigga, like, what do you think was gonna happen? She married the nigga. Like, she has to by law ride for her husband. Yep. So that's how I feel about it.
That's facts. Anybody else?
Real quick closer. Aaliyah only did 8.1 million in the United States to this day. Selena's over 21 million. So what we really talking about? That's all I'm saying.
Are we really gonna go back to that?
I guess
This is going.
We're gonna go back to that.
No.
We're gonna go back to that.
And on that note,
that's it.
That's the end of this episode.
You know what? I'll be back for a part 2.
Yeah. We'll be back next week. After next week, though, since it's we film in a week before, Chris Thrillis' album will be out.
Yeah.
When we come back and do next episode.
Club Love
we
Story.
will do a Club Love Story deep dive on the next episode.
Yes,
sir.
Looking
forward to it.
Production from Matthew Aaron. Talk about the writing and the ideas from Chris Thrillis, and just see where that conversation goes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Chapter 2 is out now.
Yes, for sure.
Shout out to T.Shaheed.
Go get it.
Chapter 2.
7 spill out. You dig?
You did.
Yeet.